actually really good. No, it's great. It's not. But the rest of it was I don't know. Yes was the guy. That's why I love seeing Yes on the job. His grandson. That's really, really neat. But I would say, I think Carlton Fisk is one of the best that I recall. Oh my God, Fred Lynn was such a great center for the room. He was great. Yeah. They took Pedro from us. We demonstrated in Montreal. We got Jody Treadway from Pittsburgh. We traded Pedro. Why? Because he's this little guy. What was his ERA when they traded him? About 1.5. And he was playing in the That's a bad one. It's not the worst, but it's bad. It's bad. There's some bad ones. I think that one I just mentioned is a bad one. Piazza's a bad one. You want to train with Piazza. You don't have to do that. Really? No, you do not do that. There's certain people that I agree with you. They learn their lesson because the reason why they have they've been very our farm system. Everything's going right. I love tennis. We play with rings. Try. I'm not convinced. I really think tennis is great. Actually, there's a very famous I play so I know who's taking all your toothpaste?
We were having dinner with my dad the other night, and at the table she was complaining she couldn't eat dinner because her tooth was bugging her. And then just pulled. All right, now you can eat dinner.
Is the bloody what's good? That's great.
So it's up to you.
You have to gum all your food. That's a good one.
I was doing beyond yes. What was
we all forgot about that. I know we forgot about that.
Understood.
Now pay attention. We've done so many things.
Shloshim seconds.
Yeah, I'm excited. Women's World Cup. They got a good shot, but there's a couple of other really good teams. I don't follow them too close to the mission, but enough that. No, I was gonna that one year when they were really terrible. I was like, let's put them on, let's put them in the Rose Bowl, let's see what happens. Fun of it. Because I like all the other men's teams that are other countries. tonight. Thinking about all these. I know, but what do you? Hey, listen, one of my best friends.
I'm going to be spending 2 weeks with you. We'll have to sit together tonight.
How are you?
Yeah, because they're just being minor and they're
Yeah. Welcome to the Schwitzfest. It's a Schwitz out there. It's a bit warm out here, isn't it? It's a little
No
warm.
breeze this week.
I'm waiting for the breeze. We had a great one last week. It was magnificent. So it's going to come, I've been feeling. There, it's over there. It's coming this way. I feel it.
I got a little as Jeff walked by.
Thanks, Jeff. Could you keep walking by people that may provide the Shabbat Shalom?
Actually, don't need a page number to start. Just a little nigun, our melody without words, to get us centered and ready to welcome in Shabbat this evening. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Page 16. That's what I was doing here.
I like it.
Shiru Ladonai, Shiru Shir Chadash, Shiru Ladonai, Kol Haaretz, Shiru Ladonai, Shiru Shir Chadash, Shiru Ladonai, Kol Haaretz, Shiru Ladonai, Baruch Shemo. Sorry, page 15. Basru Meyom Leyom Yeshuato. Shiru Ladonai, Baruch Shemo. Basru Meyom Leyom Yeshuato. Yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai. Page 17 at the bottom. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Page 18. Little Kabbalistic piyut or poem. Just get us ready to greet the Shabbat bride. Ana bechoach gedulat yemincha tatir tzerura kaverinat amecha sakbeinu tahareinu nora. Ana bechoach gedulat yemincha tatir tzerura kaverinat amecha sakbeinu tahareinu nora. Shabbateinu kabel u'shemat zakarteinu yodea talumot. Ana bechoach gedulat yemincha tatir tzerura kaverinat amecha sakbeinu tahareinu nora. Ana bechoach gedulat yemincha tatir tzerura kaverinat amecha sakbeinu tahareinu nora. Shabbateinu kabel u'shemat zakarteinu yodea talumot. Ana bechoach gedulat yemincha tatir tzerura בדיבור אחד. השמיענו אל המיוחד, אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד, ושמו תפארת ולתהילה. לקראת שבת, לכו ונלכה, כי בכל הברכה, מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. יאללה לך דודי, יאללה לקראת כלה, יאללה פני שבת, פני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך קומי אורי, אורי אורי, שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. יאללה לך דודי, יאללה לקראת כלה, יאללה פני שבת, פני שבת נקבלה. בואי ושלום, עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה וצהלה, תוך אמונה עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה,
We continue on page 84, the lighting of our Shabbat candles. We're going to do service 3. So if you notice, service 1, there's 3 services in this 3-ring binder. The first one is one that we'll do the most because it's my favorite one. It's if you remember Gates of Blue, it's service 6 from Gates of Blue, but it's been changed a bit in terms of its language. It was written by Alvin Reines. That's the first one. That's freedom. The second one we did last week, and that one was on the environment, which seemed fitting. And this one is on Tikkun Olam. So those are the 3 themes that we have in this 3-ring binder that we'll use during the patio services. And so, page 84, we continue the lighting of the candles. I'd like to call upon Bob and Maggie Can to lead us.
These lights are only flickering flames,
Yet flames illumine our uncertain steps. Flames purify and renew, soften and refine. They brighten and make warm. Flames remind us of Sabbaths long past and of their beauty that delighted our hearts. May they inspire us to work towards Sabbath peace. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'hadlik ner shel Shabbat. Blessed is Adonai, guiding spirit of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot and commands us to kindle the lights of Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'hadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Now that we welcome Shabbat, I invite you to welcome the person next to you. Wish them a Shabbat Shalom. Maybe introduce yourself to someone you don't know. Wish them a Shabbat Shalom. What do you think? Page 87, with this three-ring binder, you'll notice arrows going up, arrows going down. If an arrow is going up, that means if you're able to please rise. Page 87. Page 88, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidbaro ma'ariv aravim, בחוכמה פותח שערים, ובתבונה משנה עיתים, ומחליף את הזמנים, מסדר את הכוכבים, ומשמרותיהם ברקיע כרצונו, בורא יום ולילה, כולל אור מפני חושך, וחושך מפני אור, ומעביר יום מביא לילה, ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, אדוני צבאות שמו, לחי וקיים תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד, Baruch atah Adonai Ha'ma'ariv Aravim. We continue together on the bottom page 89. When justice burns within us like a flaming fire, when love evokes willing sacrifice from us, when, to the last full measure of selfless devotion, we demonstrate our belief in the ultimate triumph of truth and righteousness, then your goodness enters our lives and begin to change the world. And then you live within our hearts, and we, through righteousness, behold your presence. Let's take a deep breath in. Exhale out.
Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed.
Continue on page 91 with Ve'ahavta.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
Page 92. I, the Eternal, have called you to righteousness and taken you by the hand and kept you. I made you a covenant people, a light to the nations.
We are Israel, witness to the covenant between God and God's children.
This is the covenant I make with Israel. I will place my Torah in your midst and write it upon your hearts. I'll be your God and you will be my people.
We are Israel. Our Torah forbids the worship of race or nation, possessions or power. We are Israel. Our prophets proclaimed an exalted vision for the world.
Hate evil and love what is good. Let justice well up as waters and righteousness as a mighty stream.
We are Israel, schooled in the suffering of the oppressed.
You shall not oppress your neighbors nor rob them. You shall not stand idle while your neighbor bleeds.
We are Israel, taught to beat swords and plowshares, commanded to pursue peace.
Violence shall no longer be heard in your land. Desolation, destruction within your borders. All your children shall be taught of Adonai, and great shall be the peace of your children.
We are Israel, God. We are witness to God's will and messengers of God's truth.
You are my witnesses, says the Eternal, and my servants whom I have chosen. Know me, therefore, and put your trust in me.
No
את יעקב, וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל ישראל. השכיבנו אדוני, אלוהינו לשלום, והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים, לחיים. השכיבנו אדוני, אלוהינו לשלום, והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים, לחיים. ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך, ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך. השכיבנו אדוני, אלוהינו לשלום, והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים, לחיים. May you shelter us with peace until the morning comes. May you lay us down with love, and may you raise us up. Ashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomrenu lechaim, lechaim. Ashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomrenu lechaim, lechaim.
Read together on the bottom of the page. May we lie down this night in peace and rise up to life renewed. May night spread over us a shelter of peace, of quiet and calm, the blessing of rest. There will come a time when morning will bring no word of war, famine, or anguish. There will come a day of happiness, contentment, and peace. Praise be the source of joy within us for the night. Promise of peace. We continue on page 98 with our tefillah. I see an arrow pointing up too.
I introduced this one last week. Join in when you can. We'll sing it through a few times. If I can play it right. Adonai Svatai Tifta, Adonai Svatai Tifta, Ufi Yagi Tehilatecha, Ufi Yagi Tehilatecha, Adonai Svatai Tifta, Adonai Svatai Tifta, Ufi Yagi Tehilatecha.
Page 103. We want Judaism to help us overcome temptation, doubt, and discouragement. We want the Jews so to be trusted that a yea will be taken as yea and a nay as nay. We want the Jewish home to live up to its traditional standards of virtue and piety. We want the synagogue to enable us to worship God in sincerity and in truth, with maybe a little bit of humor. We want to participate in the upbuilding of Israel as a means to the renaissance of the Jewish spirit. We want all forms of Jewish organizations to strive for spiritual purpose and ethical endeavor. We want Judaism to function as a potent influence for justice, freedom, and peace in the life of all people and all nations.
Bring peace to our world, goodness and blessing, mercy, compassion, like-minded love. Inspire us to banish our hatred, war, and bloodshed. Help us to establish our one union, doing your will in love and peace. Adonai, bless us with peace.
What'd you think about that reading? Yeah, what'd you like about it? Look at it. Take a moment. So we don't do that one very often.
Yay or nay? That's the question.
You like the yay or nay?
So that was the question. You like the reading yay or nay?
Thank you very much, Kenner. You are funny. Oh, that's a pick. Yeah.
I like the, what it said, we want the synagogue to enable us to worship God sincerely and true.
Yeah. Are we doing that, do you think? Oh, good. Okay, good. Make sure, just checking in.
That wasn't me.
That's right, that's for sure. Is there another one that resonates for anyone? Another reading here? Yeah, Philip.
No, I was going to say that it's worldly rather than the other where would be
Then particular. Right, so it's universal, not particular. And that's very, like, one of the influences of Reformed Judaism, I think, in the world has been that. We're incredibly universal as a belief system. A lot of people think, oh, you're like Unitarians. We're not. But Unitarians are probably the most, in that way as well as we are. We're the two, definitely, that really lean into the universal over the particular. And it's an interesting discussion, Philip, because there's that balance for us as Jews between the particular, which we want to feel special, but also being part of something larger than ourselves, and that's everyone around us. It speaks to why you're Jewish. Oh my gosh, Virginia. As a total. Nice. I love that. Yeah, Nance. It is, yeah. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. I really appreciate that. I'm kind of with you on that. I think of all of them, that reading, we want Judaism to function as a potent influence for justice, freedom, and peace in the life of all people and all nations, to me is, I think, why I'm Jewish on some level. I'm a Reformed Jew especially. So I agree with that. I think it's hard, but it's so important. And the one thing about shalom is that it's not just peace, right? It's that wholeness, completeness, which I love as a definition of what shalom really is, which is what the goal is. And it's interesting that we've all lived our lives on this planet for X amount of years, all of us experiencing things. There's some here that are new to Judaism, some that are experimenting with it, some that have been Jewish their whole lives. But each of us are kind of on a path, right? Each of us, experience Judaism through our own lens. And I love that about Judaism. And in this week's Torah portion, Devarim, the first in the book of Deuteronomy, Moses is talking to the Israelites. It's his last speech. He's got to say it all to them. And what's interesting about this group is that they weren't like you. They had no experiences. This was the next generation. This wasn't the slavery generation. This was their children. And they didn't know, man. They didn't get it. And so Moses now, over the next 3.5 chapters, is going to tell them what they need to be doing. And that's basically the entire Deuteronomy. It's him telling them what they got to be doing. But what's interesting to me about this piece is how Moses talks to them. He chastises them. How many of you do well with chastisement? Yeah, none of you are going to raise your hand. Not a one of us. Not a one of us. And yet, when we were children, it was very effective. Right? And I'm not talking about Ray's age. I'm talking younger even than Ray. That moment of running across the street or whatever, that moment where you got to shock your kid, freak them out, because what is about to happen could be death. So we're going to do that as parents. We want you to know that stove is hot. Don't go near it! Whatever it may be. So we do that too. But it's a reminder why Moses does this here is because the Israelites are really our children. They are. They don't get it yet. And they've got to kind of be smacked into behavior. So this portion reminds us that each of us need to kind of wake up a bit. That each of us need to come to this, if you will, this Torah, to this identity of ours, with a free heart, with love in our heart, but also with the idea that we have to communicate in a way that others can hear us. And we don't need to chastise one another to do that, thankfully. It may have been necessary when we were young. It's not necessary now. And I think if Moses had a redo, there's a couple things I bet he would want to redo. This would be one of those. As opposed to chastising, to say to the Israelites, let me tell you how cool it is to be an Israelite, right? Let me just tell you. That would have been a much different approach to all this. So I invite us to take a deep breath in. As we think about approach, we now pause for just a few minutes of silent reflection.
ומברך את עמו ישראל ואת העולם בשלום.
We now focus our energies toward those who are ill and in need of healing. That healing may be a physical one, a spiritual one, or a mental one. On this Shabbat, we think of Jenna Agrovich, Sally Amrendez, Kana Bat Miriam, Bobby Barco, Bob Bell, Robert Berg, Dr. Arnold Berliner, Sandy Weinstock, Pauline Bronstein, Carol Brindell, Rich Burns, Ina Bruns, Melissa Champer, Chu Chi, Talia Sorowski, Deanna Courtwright, David Dierig, Midori Dierig, Henry Hansen, Jenna Fischoff-Hyman, Carolyn Franklin, Holly Fugit, Marilyn Fuller, Roberta Gabriel, Marcia Gieser, Charlene Griffin, Jack Half, Olivia Hand, Linda Harris, Dr. Gary Height, Jennifer Johnson, Mimi Jones, Sylvia Karp, Don Kepler, Evelyn Katz McCosker, Carol Lesage, Carol Lerner, Jackie Levinson, Bobby Lotman, Austin Lucero, Janice Lucero, Gerald Maddox, Missy Marsh, Stephen Marceri, Rich McCarthy, Maria Beta McClure, Rich Meador, Beverly Meador, Nick Murphy, Barbara Wanamaker Neiman, Glenn Overstreet, Melanie Pearson, Alice Ponce, Heidi Preston, Sherry Prezant, Tad Prezant, Stephanie Rasmussen, Harriet Reisner, Linda Rogers, Julius Rodriguez, Eva Rose, Devon Ross, Daryl Sanchez, Laura Sanders, Victoria Schneider, Shirley Silverman, Kathleen Spencer Jones, Jonathan Stern, Tamara Bat Iris Yosef, Kirsten Teague, Donna Thyman, Gina Thrower, Eleanor Williams, Sue Witten, David Wiener, Monica Wiley, Yaakov Ben Ada, Brandon Yarkin, Tammy Zieghofer. If you wish to add another name to our healing list, I invite you to raise your hand. Thank you. Thank you. Good job, Rainer. Anyone else? Wish upon all those we mentioned and those remain unnamed the refuah shlema, a speedy and complete recovery, as we join together on page 111 with Debbie Friedman's Mishavera. Announcements time, everyone. That's right, exactly.
And this time I'll remember to breathe. All right. Shabbat Shalom. My name is Virginia Beck, and I'm excited to welcome you to our Courtyard Shabbat, led by Rabbi Magat and Cantor Shafritz. After the service, we invite you to join us for Kiddush, Hamotzi, and Oneg, during which time the gift shop will be open. Yes, maybe. We'll see. This week's Oneg is sponsored by Karen and Penny Henry in memory of Penny's father, Bernard Rosen. Okay, now, I did this 3 weeks ago. Then Jeff did it, and then last week Jessica did it. These are the same announcements. There will be a test afterwards. Okay, on Sunday, the Nonfiction Book Club will be having its discussion on Jerusalem and Back by Saul Bellow on Zoom at 7 p.m. On Tuesday, join the rabbi for his weekly chat on Zoom at noon. And you know, in our discussion in the back last week about what we liked about how we're recovering from COVID, the Tuesday chat was declared one of our favorite things during COVID. It gave us all a chance to connect, and the rabbi said he especially liked it. And that opportunity goes on. On Wednesday, the rabbi will hold his Lunch and Learn Torah study on Zoom at noon. Are we still doing Leviticus? Hey. My favorite book. Our annual barbecue will be held. We're going to see each other a lot in August. Our annual barbecue will be on August 11th. We will start with our beautiful Rosh Shabbat service at 6:30 and then enjoy a delicious Shabbat barbecue together. Please don't forget to RSVP. We want to be sure we have enough food. Our next potluck Shabbat discussion will be the very next week, August 18th, after services, and we are discussing Israel. Okay. Then on August 19th, sign up for the end of our summer neighborhood Havdalah at 6 p.m. Okay. A membership program of interest is our new Circles of Connections program. Each circle will focus on one activity of interest for 6 months, and then you can sign up for a new one if you want, or the same one. There's a wide array of interest groups: photography, pickleball, gourmet, movie nights, and more. We will kick off this exciting program with an ice cream social. See, there's a theme here, food. On Sunday, August 27th at 3 p.m., when you can learn more and join your first circle. Please don't forget to sign up. We need to have enough ice cream, and we'd like an idea of how many are coming. Okay, this weekend is your last chance. Brendan has been putting the poster back up for me to contribute to the JFS Backpack Drive. Look for the QR code and happenings, which comes out on Thursday, on posters in the courtyard, in the Shabbat handout, to purchase items to help kids in need to go back to school with their heads held high and their shoulders back. The Tikkun Olam Committee is also participating in this year's American, thank you, Rabbi.
So when you say QR code, just for those of you that don't know, it's right here. You take your phone, you point it right there. So you can do that tonight before you leave. Right here.
Isn't that a marvelous invention? It took me a while to
That's
learn
really
it.
cool.
But now that I know it, it's awesome. I had to learn it because restaurants do it. Okay. Once again, it's all about food. I have a theme here. The Tikkun Olam Committee is also participating in this year's American Cancer Society Relay for Life, which takes place next weekend on July 28th and 29th at the track at the Campbell Community Center. What I said a couple weeks ago is this is a quarter-mile track. You can do it, and if you can't, there's bleachers. You can support Jews for a Cure by joining the team, supporting financially, or by attending the Havdalah ceremony led by Beth David's new rabbi, Rabbi David Kunin, at 9 p.m. on Saturday. Once again, there's a link online or a QR code in the handout. I have a question. How many of your families have been affected by cancer? Not sure there's a hand that won't go up.
That's right.
This is insidious. If we can't walk, let's donate. We hope to see you next Friday for our Courtyard Shabbat at 6:30. Shabbat Shalom. Yay!
Wow, that's good. Very good.
She really worked on the breathing this time, and I'm very appreciative of that. That's right. Also on August 27th in the morning, I hope you'll join us for Pride, as we will be joining with JCRC, as well as all the synagogues in the area, and walking as a Jewish community in support of Pride. And I think it's one of the more important things that we can do as a community. So hopefully you'll be there. So we have two great walking opportunities that both make a difference. Pride and standing up for cancer. We continue now with Elaine on page 116. Sure, John. Come to the moment in our service, we think about members of our family and our community who died recently or in years past. I invite you, ponder in the name of your loved one, if you choose to stand as a sign of love and grief for that person, and to remain standing until the names on our yard-side list have all been recited. Then we all will rise. Well, I would say that, I did mention David Crosby when he died, because I think, music artists, really are important. And you know who died today? Tony Bennett. So I think we think of Tony Bennett today. He provided so much great music for so many years and crossed generations. He even sang with Gaga, I'm just saying. If you ever heard him do his stuff with Gaga, it's really awesome, actually. So we think of him, as well as those that are grieving the Shana, the first year mourning for Evan Aronoff, Mike Kahn, Julian Cannell, Laura Danoff Robinson, Robert DeNike, Edith Donath, Mervyn Derlister, Daniel Ellsberg, Betty Fargo, Nessia Fistrom, Harold Fletcher, Mary Gold, Natalie Goldman, Fritz Gottfeld, Jacqueline Hall, Walter Jacobs, Yun Kim, Shirley Lerner, Owen Lurio, Rochelle Marquis, Marianne Mates, Bishop P.J. McGraw, Joyce Mendel, Janice Palmer, Bradley Parkins, Thomas Parkins, Deanna Marie Pender, Herman W. Poland, Ruth Rosenberg, Lawrence Ross, Mitzi Sapper, Judy Siegel, Dr. William Silen, Joan Singer, Howard Sutkin, Wells Wagner, Sherman Zell. We also think of the following yard sites we observe on this Shabbat as we think of longtime choir member of years past, Claire Barnhart, Samuel Berger, Jack Brandman, Edward Cant, David A. Cohen, Dory Cohen, Ruth Kellert Cummings, Vladimir Doktorovich, Jack Duchovny, Delwyn Edwards, Estelle Farbstein, Lionel Gilstone, Marion Greenfest, Peter Grunwald, Frida Lair Heindorn, Helene Hurwitz, Morris Jacobs, Rosa Kayak, Dr. Louis Lackner, Stanley Landers, Dave Levin, Lily Levine, Herbert Marchek, Phyllis Matzner, Al May, Slava Frida Miller, Solomon Miller, Rebecca Muscatel, Morris Nadell, Bernard Rosen, Henry Rosenzweig, Aaron Rosenthal, Jack Rotofsky, Myrtle Rubenstein, Samuel J. Schneider, Joseph Shanksy, Lil Silverstein, George Stewart, Sunny Sunshine, Benjamin Thaler, Nathan Treaster, Esther Wiener, Simon Zorn. Zichronam Livracha. May all the memories of our loved ones endure as blessings. Turning to page 121 as we recite together our mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shmei Rabba ve'alma divra chirutei ve'amlich malachutei וחייכון וביומכון, וחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב יאמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם עולמי עלמיה, יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה ברכו. לעולם מכל ברכתה ושירתה, ושבחתה ונחמתה, דאמירן ברמה ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה משמיה, וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל, ואמרו amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn, and comfort to those who are bereaved among us, wherever they may be, as we say together, amen. We're going to conclude with a little Oseh Shalom. So I invite you to put your siddur down, maybe feel a little kesher, a little connection, what? A little Oseh Shalom, a little action, a little Oseh Shalom action.
Oseh Shalom Nimroma, Hu Yaseh Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ve'al Kol Yoshvei Tevel, Ve'imru Shabbat Shalom. Yeah, Rabbi's ready for some challah. Let's go join him for Kiddush and Rotzi.